Okay, I want to talk about what's going on in Minneapolis. However, I want to give a perspective that I've been wanting to share for a little while now about conditional empathy. So, I've been seeing a lot of defensive immigrants on how they do jobs that Americans don't want to do,
They work in our fields, they pick our tomatoes, they clean fish, they work in chicken houses. They do a lot of the dirty jobs in our country are done by immigrants.
which definitely gets under my nerves and has been for a little while because they have more worth than just doing jobs that we feel like is beneath us. However, I also want to talk about how the escalating violence that's going on has been framed differently because of immigrants as well. So a lot of people have accepted this rhetoric for a long time that immigration's bad, or they're trying to frame it in this way that it's just illegal immigration that they're against. I mean, obviously we're seeing that that's not the case with ICE targeting just brown people on the street. And I've been holding out a little bit of hope over the last few months that now that it's actually affecting white people, that it's going to get more coverage and that people are going to see, hey, this doesn't look right. This isn't what I thought it was going to look like, or this isn't right. Instead, I'm still a little bit shocked, honestly, about the rhetoric that's going on. So you're seeing a lot of violence that's going on, and now that people can't look away, they're actually getting upset and saying, well, wait, this is happening to my neighbors, this is happening to us, this is happening to my communities that I didn't think it would happen to.
But you know what really pisses me off is the fact that they detain people, cuff them, and then still beat the shit out of them. They tell you it's immigrants, only immigrants. It's fucking anybody. I have friends that got detained and all they were doing was fucking driving home from work.
Which is frustrating because I was expecting a little bit more of like, wait, this violence is just wrong, and not so much of, oh, well, now it's affecting us, now it's a problem.
Now's the time to be speaking out, because I've got one basic question for everybody who's watching, and I'm looking for one basic answer. Are you an American citizen? If you are an American citizen, you yourself may be in the crosshairs of this administration because in that sense, you're no different than Mubashir.
And so I want to touch on why that is. One thing that psychology and political science are very clear about is that empathy is not evenly distributed. We give more of it to people we recognize as ours. And in research, they call this intergroup empathy bias. People feel more concerned for members of their own group, even when the harm is identical. Humans want to organize the world and to make sense of it. And the problem is organize it into an us versus them. And so people use the defense of like, well, what if this was your child, or what if this was your neighbor? And they're trying to move that stranger into the us category. It works emotionally, but it also is highlighting a problem. It means we're still deciding whose suffering counts based on familiarity. Dignity is inherent. It's not earned through usefulness or belonging. And this is something that researchers have been studying for a long time about the good versus bad immigrant, where the good immigrant is someone that blends in, that's useful, productive, and invisible. Where the bad immigrant is seen as criminal or demanding or too visible. And this is about control. And that's why they're trying to categorize people this way, so that they can control it easier. They can control them easier. They can control us easier. Because we know that immigrants are not more dangerous than native-born Americans. This isn't controversial. In criminology, it's one of the most stable findings in the field. Crime goes down as immigration goes up. So the problem is when we're talking about immigrants as a threat, it's not evidence-based. It's just fear talking. It's building a narrative. Not only that, since it's not about safety, is it about economics? No. Because spending tens of thousands of dollars per person to deport and removing taxpayers from the workforce doesn't make economic sense. And yes, most illegal immigrants pay taxes into a system that they don't benefit from. There's always been that narrative that they're benefiting from the system.
Those people Medicaid, you give those people food stamps, and then they're on your side.
That goes back for a long time. But no, they're not qualifying for these programs, but they're still paying into it. What I'd like to see is us reject this fear-based narrative. We know that scarcity is manufactured here, and it's not caused by immigration. It's caused by hoarding. It's caused by elites that are holding this wealth. And we don't have to allow them to scapegoat immigrants and divide us through fear. We don't have to look scared and cowardly in this moment. Immigrants are not a threat to America. They are America. Right? That's what we're built on. That's what we're supposed to be. And we don't look strong by using violence against the most vulnerable people in our society. We look strong by being a country that is not afraid to welcome them in, is not afraid to be somewhere that they can come to, when we're not afraid to be a beacon that attracts immigration, that attracts people that want to be here, that attracts people that want to call themselves Americans, that want to come here and be a part of that. Instead, in this moment, I challenge you to show strength through empathy. Reject using political violence against scared people. We don't need enemies to feel powerful. You don't have to see yourself in someone to stand beside them, and you don't have to fully understand someone to defend their dignity. America's not as strong as when we're afraid. We're at our best when we believe in ourselves enough to make room for others. And apparently I'm not the only one making this point. You can see this clip from Fox News where they're arguing about the fear-based motive for this.
Ever to talk to them and give them condolences because you are making them less safe and secure.
To the CEOs taking their health care, letting their farms close. You don't care about the American people. You're distracting from the real issues. You want them to be afraid of immigrants because all you have is fear, Sean. You want people to be fearful. Their pain is real, but it's not immigrants. It's the corporate CEOs who are screwing them over and making it so that they cannot afford groceries in their health care. That's who we need to go after.
Please let's leave the stupid rhetoric behind of that immigrants are doing these dirty jobs that Americans don't want to do and that's their worth to us. No.
And the people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meat packing plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals, they may not be citizens or have the proper documentation.
Please reject that argument. They deserve worth because they're human. We should give them dignity because of that. There doesn't have to be a qualifier. There doesn't have to be conditional empathy on that. Full stop. They deserve to be treated with respect because they're people. Thanks for listening to my rant. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. It's a new experience for me to produce something like this. Never done anything like this before, but I'll see what's next. Maybe if I get some feedback and comments, I'll see what I want to work on the next one and make that look like. Thank you. I appreciate y'all.